everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy spooky season. I hope you're having a wonderful fall, and we're going to be doing some decorating today. So I hope you can stick around. Here we go. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. The link to my shop is in the description of every video. Okay, I'm being as transparent as possible. We walked in from the outside into my office area. There's coats and a bike. Yes. Yeah. And there's my big picture window there. But, yeah, I've got junk upon junk upon junk in this room. This is the room that definitely reflects my inner workings outwardly. Chaos. Complete chaos. Yeah, look at my desk. It's hideous. This bookshelf, I found it on the side of the road. It was in the rain, so it got further damaged, but you know, the garbage picker I am, I seen it, and I've been wanting a bookshelf, and this was small, so kind of perfect. Because I didn't want anything too big, and nothing too big would actually fit in this room. So, I'm just going to do the best I can and kind of polish it up a little bit, because I haven't got the foggiest idea how to refinish furniture. It is better than, you know, the stuff that I was looking at, because most of it, even that particle board crap, is expensive. I just don't get it. But anyways, this is definitely a solid piece of furniture, just needs a little help. Yeah, there's a box of crap on the floor too. It's just everywhere. Everywhere. Yes. So we're going to hide some stuff and, you know. Okay, here it is. Here's the piece of crap that I picked up off the side of the road. I don't think it's too bad. But my husband says, why did you bring that home? Old English scratch cover helped out tremendously. So I used that in a dark color, and it gave it some new life. But now, the top, I don't know if it's some kind of veneer or something, but because of it getting rained on, it cracked and bubbled. So we're just going to cover that up so you don't even see it. You know? There's after I did the polishing, so it looks pretty good. Now, there's a piece of trim. See how it goes on that? But it's missing from the front on both sides. And look at that. It's separated. So I had to get me a couple nails and tack that back in the back. And then you can see how bad the top is. Well, first things first. This craptastic top is getting covered. And I got this from my mom. And we're using that to cover the top. So we don't see the ugly. The ugly. Yep. Camouflage. There we go. So now you don't see the ugly top. Okay, now moving on. I've got some stuff that I've had for quite a while. I've been collecting, and I've been waiting for a bookshelf for this exact scenario. I've got a huge pile of books from my dad. He passed away, so I got some of his books, and believe me, that man loved to read, and so I have a ton. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. I think this collection is something to do with the Civil War. He was a big history buff, so he liked reading all that type of stuff. So, I have these. I'm putting them in. I had to wipe them off. I took a little bit of furniture polish on a rag and wiped them really good. Give them a little sheen and get them in there. Okay, we need a little something more than just books. So, I'm adding this. It's an old inkwell. It's in a phrenology head. And I have this first aid kit. It's metal. And it's got all the original medication in it. I'm pretty sure it might have been at a hospital or something like that. But it's got a ton of medication. Like injectables, gauze, wraps, pills, ointments, you name it. There is a plethora of it in here. It's all in the original container. Okay, adding some more. We have these Champion embalming fluid bottles, and they're originals with the original fluid in them. And as you can see, we've got a theme going on here. It's all kind of medical related. This is Our Darling coffin plaque. And De-Ice Co. It's a facial restorer. And that is some makeup post-mortem. And this is in memorandum. It's an antique ribbon. A little snippet of old flowers that I picked up when I picked a funeral home. If you haven't watched that video, you might want to go watch it. And that is like an old Dresden die cut. It's in a different language. It means rest gently or rest in peace, basically. And I have an old doctor's bag that I've, kept this head mirror and old stethoscope in that I wanted to display. I have an ophthalmoscope too, which is an older piece in this container that I wanted to display too. I've had this stuff squirreled away for a few years now, and I just kept adding to it, but never had a home for it per se. So now we have a home. I don't know why I've always been fascinated with the medical field. I guess it's the human body that fascinates me. Amazing how everything works and so many different intricate functions. These old apothecary bottles that I have are, would have been in a pharmacy. This one's got codeine in it, and I've got one that has the belladonna, and another that right there is chloroform. And those are kind of rarities. And of course, trying to find them with the exact label so that they match was another hard find for me. But I eventually got it. Now, the ones I just shown you last, I've got too many, of course. So those are probably going to go in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in any old pharmacy medical bottles, apothecary bottles, that's where they'll be. Because, when you squirrel away as many nuts as I do, eventually it overflows. It's the only way I can put it. That is an old mortar and pestle that a pharmacist would have used to grind up different things to make your medication. This is an old coffin box, casket box, jewelry box. I'm not exactly sure what you call it, but it's a big one. And it's holding my baby. It's called a pipsqueak. Doesn't squeak anymore, but when you press the chest, the mouth opens and closes. Oh, and I have something else from the funeral home that I kept. It's just an old book, you know, like the ones when you go to a funeral where family members and guests and stuff would sign, like a keepsake. And it's new old stock, so it was never used. This would have been on top of a hearse. It's an oldie. It says funeral coach. Honestly, I move stuff around all the time, and it won't look the same in the end as it does right now. This piece right here is a human vertebrae that I mounted and put in a cloche. No, I don't go out in the wee hours of the morning to cemeteries and dig up bodies. It's a retired medical specimen. You know, they'll be used in college to teach students, and once they've lived their life in that respect, then they will part them out. This is a bunny, my cute little bunny. I have no idea his background, but he's a peg leg, so he's missing one of his legs and he's got a crutch. This gal is an old piece too. She's composition, and more than likely was made for a little girl that lost her arm and had a prosthetic. So they made a doll just for her that was like her, and she's got that prosthetic metal arm. So she needs to go there too. Now this piece was for selling socks. They had socks clipped in there. And I just took some test tubes and placed them in those little clips. And it's awesome when you put some water in there with some fresh flowers. It's like a vase, I guess you could say. All that stuff on the wall behind there is going to go bye-bye. I'm going to be doing a gallery wall back there, so ignore that for right now. It looks a little clustered right now. All my cords and stuff. There she is again. And I did take that ribbon and pinned it to her. Okay, top shelf, apothecary jars, and we have Mr. Bunny and my doctor's bag with the stethoscope. And then on the second shelf, we have my Pop's books and the Dresden die cut with the ophthalmoscope and an eye painting and a flower frog. And then we have the mortar and pestle with the coffin plaque that says Our Darling and my phrenology head inkwell. Then next shelf down, we have the embalming fluid and the vertebrae with the funeral coach sign and my doll in her container, coffin, whatever you want to call it. And on the very bottom shelf is where I put all the stuff that can be wiped off, you know, more so because, you know, the bottom shelf is closer to the floor, which means it's closer to dirt, which means it's going to get hair and all kinds of stuff on it. I have dogs and cats. So we have all the way to the left is an RX box, which would have held prescriptions. which I did not show you. And those are down there for that purpose. I didn't want my other stuff, my other purties down there. So, I hope you enjoyed decorating my bookshelf. And let me know down in the comments. Did you enjoy this video or nah? Because I never know. I never know what to do next. Well, guys, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I know it's kind of like putting the cart before the horse. But, you know, that's just me. Until next time, guys. See ya later. Bye.